loss 嘛，咁啊最後損失嗰個都係我咯，最後損失嗰個都係你咯，都係你自己咯。You can emphasize 你自己or 我自己啊，you can say 我自己㗎。Okay, because in Chinese we can duplicate. It's okay to duplicate, but not for English, right? 我自己我 and 自己 are the same, but I can emphasize 最後損失嗰個都係我自己嚟你 ，OK？ or you can just say 我或者自己 ，OK？OK，so 自己啊，自己機通運字黑 what 通貨字之子字 what 通自己字 no 之子字通識係字之子字 OK？ 自己係通識之子字自己係啦通識自己係啦字係通識機啊嘛機就係通運係自己。Good, okay? So 自己啦 myself 啦 okay? So I myself or you yourself. Actually in English you can also emphasize by saying that I myself would do it, okay? You can, okay? But you cannot just say myself, okay? You either say I or I myself, but you can just say myself will do it. No, because the grammar, okay? But for Chinese it's okay. Either say 我自己 or just 自己 can be the subject pronoun, but not English, okay? Yeah. 自己 itself is myself 自己 okay 我 is I or me right so in English you can say I myself or I but you cannot just say myself but in Chinese in Cantonese you can say 自己我損失嗰個都係自己損失嗰個都係我自己我損失嗰個都係我 okay three ways yeah so the 自己 can be the subject can be used as a subject itself individual subject okay you don't need to in English you use myself as a subject okay you must connect with the I myself will do it, okay, right? Yes. 自己嗱咯，知己啊，知己 means your good friend。知咧，知就係通溫，知己 ，ok 就己就通 to 係啦，知己就係 good friend，ok 自己就係就係 myself，ok or self 啊，yeah because 你自己就係 yourself，ok so it means self 自己 means self，ok yeah so 我自己就係 myself 啦。Yeah. 因為自己中意打機，我自己中意打機啦。maybe someone ask you 邊個叫你打機啊？我自己中意打機咯，自己中意打機咯。要don't need to use 我㗎。邊個叫你打機㗎？成日都打機嘅見你邊個叫你打機㗎？或者話成日都見你教廣東話嘅，邊個叫你教廣東話？自己中意教咯，自己叫自己，你自己叫自己都得㗎喎。But in English it is very strange myself tell myself to do something no but in Chinese so you see the thinking the thought is different so you cannot use the thought of some other people who using other language to present your meaning okay you cannot use because different language really have a different thought okay so when you say this language you also use that language thought of the people who using this language so in Chinese we will always say in like this 我自己叫自己咯，我自己鼓勵自己咯都得㗎。I myself encourage myself okay 咁就唔係我講自己，我叫自己 because 要講咧就要 speak something and then you say that 我同自己講 that means I speak to myself 我同自己講嘛 but 你如果係我講自己你話我講自己好好就得，但係你話我ask myself not to eat something 咧就我叫自己唔好食咁多 ok 我叫 means ask order ok 叫我叫自己唔好食 you remember 叫大聲叫我邊個叫我我叫你ok 邊個叫你洗碗你 maybe your daddy mommy ask you 邊個叫你洗碗my wife ok 我自己叫自己 ok 你解釋我自己叫自己去洗碗㗎我就 say 自己咯 ok 自己yeah it's fun in Chinese we have that kind of saying 邊個叫你咁做邊個叫你咁做我自己叫自己咁做咯actually it means in English it means voluntarily right I voluntarily do it okay so we also can say 我自願做 ok 我自願做 but we want to emphasize even we say voluntary 咧自願啦 I can still emphasize 自己我自己自願做過喎即係 that means no one force me 我自己 I emphasize it is myself 我自己自願嘅 even 自願 we still use at myself ok But I think in English you won't do that. I myself voluntarily, you're very clumsy, right? You just say either I voluntarily or I myself do it, okay? You don't say in this, okay? Okay, so let's continue. 完啦，咁呢個故事講完啦。嗱，你可以話我講完故事啦，個故事我講完啦，我話我講完個故事啦。So you can see, but we don't need to put the passive. For example, in English, right? If you change the subject into object or object into subject, then usually you become you change it from active to passive. But in Chinese, actually, both of them can become the subject, but you don't need to say passive. 我講完故事啦，故事講完。Actually, it is not the 故事講完。Actually, it is I 講完個故事。But we can change the order, but it is still we don't need to put it in the passive form. So you can see Chinese sometimes even it is in passive meaning, we don't need to put it in the passive form. Or sometimes it seems that it is a passive form, but actually it doesn't. It is not. For example, 故事講完啦。It seems that 故事 is a story. 講完 means the ending. That means is to the end. There's no need to use passive. You can still take as a adjective sentence structure. But actually, it is a passive meaning. It means if you really want to make it as a passive, because we don't need to emphasize the passive in the sentence structure itself. The meaning is understood. Of course, now when the Chinese people say 故事講完, no one will ask, is it passive? Of course, it's passive. Okay, but your sentence structure is not passive. No need to make the sentence passive. You understand it is passive. It's okay. We don't think that it is grammatical wrong. Okay, or sometimes we just say that, 你唔識中文啊，中文係咁噶啦。Okay， 故事講完了。Okay， even the written, it's like the 故事講完了，故事完了。You can even omit 講故事完了。That means that is the end of the story. 故事完了。我講完故事了。Okay， 完 means end， 了就係also the 了咧。You can also say that it is perfect tense. Okay， 故事完了啦。The story has end. Okay， 我講完了啦。I have finished my speaking. When you add the 了咧，即係你哋咗啦，口語咧 ，spoken 咧會識咗啦。故事完咗 ，OK， 我講完咗 ，OK，But of course, I say that even you don't add the 了 or 咗咧 ，when we say 講完 ，actually of course it is perfect tense 講完啦嘛，係咪？講完啦 ，OK，Of course the action is done and then of course it is just done, OK，unless you say that 二次世界大戰完咗 ，actually in English you just use past tense， 二次世界大戰完咗啦，but you just use past tense, right? Because you 完咗就係完咗啦嘛，but we still say 完咗喎，即係 in Chinese and Cantonese we still add 咗喎， so you can see that sometimes in English you must put perfect tense, but it is not a must for us. But sometimes in English just past tense will do, but we can also add the 咗 and 了 you see? Because because our sense, I want to say the lexical sense, the means the sense about the logic of the language. Actually, we don't think that actually the tense is not our main concern. Only the truth of the word. Whether you can use whether you can write a very good article in a very fluent way, with very flowery languages, in an advanced way, okay, and of course grammatically correct. But you know the Chinese actually forward are the best. Then how can you find the grammar? Okay, 春天已至，麥發花盛開，心情舒暢，好不快哉。Forward, how can you find out the tense? Okay, even the Chinese understand those forward, you don't understand. But this forward tense, how can they find out the grammar? Spring has come, all flowers have grown out, but there are no connection. No need to connect. Forward would be the best. No need to connect. It is understood in the context that they are connect, but you don't need to. It is not much to add the connection. If we add the connection, it is a modern Chinese, which actually it is not so concise as the ancient Chinese. But ancient Chinese doesn't mean that it is old Chinese. Actually, ancient Chinese, in many ways, it is a very advanced Chinese. Is the best Chinese. Only those with very good Chinese language power can really use forward or even make up a poem 5 words 7 words. Yeah. 嗱，我會相信我睇了嘅喎。because 睇嘢係口語啊嘛，is spoken. So you won't use a word spoken and then one word for written 嘅喎。because 了 is for written 嘅。So 我睇咗，我話我看了，看熱疏疏睇你睇咗未啊？睇咗咯。你won't say 我睇了。你食咗未啊？我食咗啦。你won't say 我食了嘅。You say 我吃了。In written Chinese because in written we seldom use 食，we better use had for written. Okay? But 睇就 surely 係spoken 嘅。So in written we say 看係咪？你看了嗎？我看了啦。你睇咗未啊？我睇咗啦。Okay? That is spoken. You won't add the spoken and the colloquial. 睇 is colloquial. You won't add the colloquial with the written together. Yeah. Okay, continue. So this is end and then we will go to another story.